Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. I'm the Wombat of DM, and we are here for session 33 of our Seregen campaign. Is that right? 33? Wow. Um, Welcome everyone. We are here for another excellent session, and hopefully getting back to a normal schedule after this session. With me, as always, our party. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves.
Hello, I am the Banewall, and I am Belzian Gilkis, the half-elf monk. Bringing that funk, the smell, probably. Yeah.
Hi, I'm playing Gormir, the elf druid fighter, and formerly Ulrich, the human paladin.
I'm Amatus. I'm playing Roger Mays, the Wood Elf Assassin. Wood Elf Assassin? Maybe, if the circumstances are right.
I am Jaeger. I play Yarvik Venisonbringer, the Halfling Ranger, and I have no catchphrase this week.
Zippo, the Kobold Sorcerer, and I'm just gonna throw tantrums.
And I play Jordan, the human bard. Jordan Bordelot. Alright, so a lot has happened in the last couple weeks. We had both a session and then a one-shot. And now we're having another session. So we have been on for the last 3 weeks in one shape, way, or form. So last session, the group finished fighting the Cloaker, found that the going was much too slow to get out of Relic, and so they decided, well, the elves decided to take the party to an Elder Tree to Tree Stride a lot better. But the price they had to pay was, well, tell it some stories, which was a good fun time. We had a good time telling stories, and instead of fighting our way into the Elder Tree, we just had a nice time of it. Which, by the way, was by the luck of a roll die, what the mentality of those woods were going to be. So that was fun. They shot out the other side, finding themselves 4 to 5 days more south than they would have been if they were traveling on foot or even by smaller tree. They took watch, saw some freaky shadows, but couldn't make heads or tails of what they were or what was going on. And Jordan went into his bag to do stuff, and then came out with a decision made that he was going to go back to the fortress to save Ulrich. He didn't feel it was right to leave him behind, and felt he'd be better to do it alone than with a whole group of people. So he dimension doored away and told Zippo to not have the group cross the wall until he got back, because the way he's getting Ulrich back is by having Zippo activate a mechanism that he gave him, which is apparently he pushes the device, and whoever's holding the other side gets teleported to next to him. So that's kind of where we are right now. Jordan and Zippo kind of went behind a tree. He said to Zippo, "Be good," with a wink, and stepped through the door. But meanwhile, Ulrich has been having fun playing prisoner in the Barbarian lands, in the Axe Clan's fortress, being hosted by none other than Orban, the Goliath leader of this particular fortress. While the group was traveling south, they realized that the book was missing, and sure enough, Orban took it from Zippo's pack when he confiscated his items when Zippo was prisoner. This made questioning go a lot less the way Ulrich wanted it to go, I would say. and furthermore, it was revealed that Orban had also been monitoring the party using something that he had also slipped into Zippo's pack. So was getting inside information about the party from the party's own mouths, which then he challenged Ulrich about. Eventually, things got to the point where it turned out Ulrich was not being truthful at all to Orban, and Orban recognized it and basically said, well, I guess our deal needs to be restruck. It's over. It's done with. And Ulrich said, in response, smack pow with the axe. So he ended up killing Orban and another Goliath before trying to sneak his way out of the camp. With moderate success, he ran through the woods for a while. Got messaged by Jordan, which we didn't know happened in our session, but Jordan, while he was in the pack, had messaged Ulrich to tell him he was coming in the morning. So, which is a good thing because Ulrich was no longer in the fortress, and it would have been funny for Jordan to appear in the fortress and for Ulrich to be somewhere else. Or maybe even Ulrich to have to break back into the fortress in order to rescue Jordan. So, that's kind of where we are right now. Did I leave anything out, guys?
I think that's it.
Okay. All right, so Belzian, you were kind of confronting Zippo right now, and I'm going to start off with Jordan stepping into the ruins where we first encountered the Axe Clan before. Ulrich, you are not quite in the area yet. You have not found the ruins as of yet. So Jordan steps in and immediately tries to message you via the ring, which you do hear. He says, you hear the familiar voice in your head of the party bard, Jordan. Ulrich, are you here?
I'm on my way to the fort area.
The fort?
Or not, the ruins, sorry.
Oh,
It's been a long night, Jordan.
I can see that. Well, I can only assume. All right. Are you in an area where you can see the valley at all? I think we ended with you overlooking the Valley of the Statues, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, yeah, I can see some statues. I'm seem to be on the right path.
Jordan casts dancing lights and sends the lights up above the tree line in hopes that you could see it. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Can do.
Roll with advantage. It's a big bright light.
Okay. 19.
Okay. You can pick out where that is. I don't know how long I should have these up though. Be as quick as you can. I don't want anybody else coming before you do.
You should probably just get rid of them right now. I can kind of set my sights on it.
Copy that, and the lights cut out.
Shit, where were they?
All right, while Ulrich is making his way toward Jordan, let's see what the group down south is doing. So I think Roger, Yarvik, Gormier, the other elves are all kind of... We broke camp earlier and had traveled, so everybody's kind of holding off, continuing forward. The clearing before the wall is before us. Belzian just went around the tree to see what was taking Jordan and Zippo so long. Maybe they were playing rock, paper, scissors or something, and just found Zippo just kind of plopped down on the ground, twiddling his thumbs.
Belzian's just like, doing the beckoning thing like you would to like a pet. Like, come on, Zippo, we gotta go. Time is of the essence.
I'm just gonna wait here.
Yeah, but you can't. It's gonna look like we've been going to the bathroom for a really long time, and it's gonna be super embarrassing when we get back to the rest of the group.
Belzian,
That's okay. I'll wait here.
Belzian, have you been told yet that what Jordan's doing?
No, Belzian just knows Jordan is gone.
Okay.
He's probably come to the conclusion that it's some sort of magic, because the bard is very tricky, but he doesn't really know why or how. Well, what did Jordan tell you right before he disappeared?
Be good. Wink.
Be good, wink.
Yeah, he winked.
Did you wink back?
Yeah.
Good. Now I have an idea. I have a large rock in my inventory that I found a few sessions ago,
Uh-huh.
basketball sized.
Yeah, you got that from
Belzian,
just before the river, right?
yes. Belton takes out the rock and his like calligraphy kit and starts drawing on it.
Okay. So your calligraphy kit has what, ink in it?
Yeah, whatever he writes in his journal with.
Okay.
So, like, not the appropriate thing to draw on a rock.
Right. Yeah, you
Might
crudely
work.
draw what?
I'm drawing what appears to be Zippo.
Okay, you're drawing a likeness of Zippo.
Zippo, take one of these pens. I'm going to need your help here. We're going to do some arts and crafts. Since you're just waiting.
Okay.
Now we are both drawing Zippo on this rock. It's a big rock. It could probably take like 6 or 7 hours.
All right, Roger, Jaeger, or Roger, Yarvik, Gormier, what are you guys doing?
I'm going to try to look annoyed, but not quite as annoyed as the elves that are with us. I want to make them feel impatient by me looking less bothered by this than
Okay.
them.
Yarvik is going to smoke his pipe, just completely oblivious and totally unconcerned. Just look at everybody like, what?
Oh, come on now. We must get. Yes, you're told that we must go by the Goliaths. We go. Get your other friends. We go.
And I have no idea what this business is that's taking so long, but we're pretty far from the Goliaths, aren't we? Surely we're much further than they would expect us to have gotten in this short amount of time.
Didn't we already pass the edge of their territory? Didn't we already see skulls and,
You're
other-
like parked right by it, yeah. The marker's like right by where you are.
say we may, Jordan hasn't steered us wrong in the past.
All right. I'm gonna roll some patience checks for Ire. Oh, okay. She got a natural 20 on patience. That's good. Okay. She's good for another couple minutes or so. All right, Ulrich. using your the marker that Jordan made for you and your familiarity with the forest, you manage to make your way back, and you spot Jordan before he even spots you. He's kind of looking in a more northern direction.
So you want to tell me how exactly you got back here so fast?
He startles and turns around and runs over to you and gives you a big hug and says, "Ulrich." And you got pretty injured in the fight, right?
You know, I'm only down to a third of my health or so.
Okay, so this hug, this embrace, he hugs you tightly, and it kind of like hits a lot of the bruises that you've got forming from the combat you just faced.
That's good. I'm gonna get some blood on you right now. Look,
I'm sorry.
it's just fine. I'm glad you came back for me, but look, they've been spying on us, on y'all rather. Here, look at this. And Ulrich pulls out the tablet. Is it active?
It is not currently active, no, and it wasn't when you picked it up.
Right. I don't know how to use this exactly, but I saw Zippo, and I saw y'all really on this tablet. They've been spying on you, right? That just kind of threw my whole plan out the window. So, good timing on your part. But
Well, I did tell you 2 days.
I didn't know what you meant by two in this case. I thought maybe you meant there were two guards. And I was like, yeah, it's nice. It's nice there are two guards. Look, how did you get up here? How do you plan on us getting back? Because I imagine they're going to be hot on my tail.
Well, in our travels, I've learned some new tricks, and one of them was a teleportation spell. But I could only bring myself, and it was one way. I can't cast it twice in one day. But for just such emergencies, I do have a device that, if held by somebody else, could be utilized to teleport me back. If I had only been able to get into my pack before we had parted ways, before I would have been able to give it to you and broken you out quite a lot sooner. But unfortunately, things did not go that way. But we can utilize it now in order to, get you back.
That's great. I mean, maybe we can figure out some other uses for that too. Like,
Unfortunately, it's one-time use. It's going to be used up after this. That's what I use for emergency.
I see. All right, well, there's no time like the present. Let's get on.
Ulrich, ever since the wall went down, I've had a lot of regrets. I mean, I think that's been pretty clear. I can't help but feel responsible for, a lot of what's happened. If I had never told you that story, maybe we wouldn't even be here right now.
I mean, to be fair, chances are, maybe not in this exact location, but Roger and I were going to go after, Shadow the whole time, the whole way. I mean, our paths crossing that was going to happen. As for the wall falling, I don't think any of us expected anything like that, so I wouldn't beat yourself up about it, buddy. But let's talk about that with the whole group. Safe and sound, away from the direct immediate threat of the Goliath. Although there are some other threats they have out there. They've got spies flying over us. So
He pulls out a ball that looks similar, Zippo, to the ball that he gave you. This one doesn't have a button, and it has like it's kind of in a grid pattern, almost like a. So Ulrich, you see it's kind of like a lined ball, almost like it's bound wire that's been kind of wrapped around a ball over and over. Not dissimilar to like a rubber band ball, except made out of metal. And he says, "Here, hold on to this. Let me. I just gotta check something real quick." And he goes and he looks out to see if there's anybody that was following you. So he's like doing spot checks and things like that. This is going to take a moment for us to teleport. I have to message Zippo. He has to press the button, and then, well, it takes a moment.
all right.
And he comes back and he says, "Ulrich, I'm not coming with you."
We just played this game. I stayed behind. Now you're staying. Where are you gonna go?
I'm going back to Seregen. They need to know
All right.
firsthand what's going on. I know we've gone back and forth about coming back to Seregen. This story, it's a story that you should be in. I've been along for the ride, but I have to make amends. I have to fix what I can, and I don't know anybody else that would be better at taking care of the group than you. And I can't just leave you behind to rot in Relic. No, this I wanted you to get back, but this is also a means to an end for me. I've been wanting to go back to Seregen since the wall went down. And, well, I'm so sorry, but Zippo, push it.
Hold on now. And Ulrich like drops his family axe, which is the one he has out currently because he didn't want anyone to spot Orban's axe when he was sneaking around. Tell my family I'm well, as he's like ripped away.
Zippo, I assume as soon as you get the message, Zippo, push it. You push the button.
Yep, immediately.
Okay. So you drop the axe. Jordan's parting word is, "I've left something for you in my bag." And he tosses it to you as he says, "Zippo, push it." His bag of holding. And as you drop the axe, it kind of slams into your hands, and then you're gone.
Ah, fuck. Hey, Zippo. Hey, Belgian.
What?
Yeah.
Where's Jordan?
Welcome back, big man.
Well, apparently he thought me sticking around was too fun of an idea, and so he decided to do it himself. More accurately, he's going back to Seregen.
What do you mean he's going back
And
to Seregen?
he essentially told me this and then yanked me back here, wherever here is. And he's gonna talk to, I assume, Marius and hopefully my family, since I dropped my axe at his feet.
Zippo, you get another message from Jordan. Jordan says, "Zippo, I know you're angry. I know that this isn't how you want it. But I need you to remember that you make your dreams possible, not me. And I meant it. I meant be good. I meant make me proud. We will see each other again.
Is that orb, like, did it disappear when I used it, or is it still in my hand, just not magical anymore?
The orb turns to dust after you've pushed it.
Okay.
Ulrich, yours does as well.
Oh,
I'm not exactly sure what you did, but it seems that you've exchanged a Jordan for an Ulrich.
Also,
gonna
Zippo, you have
pour out-
25 words to say back if you want.
I'm not saying anything back.
Okay.
I'm gonna pour out my ink that I have in my bottle, and can all the dust from the copper orb fit in that 1 ounce bottle?
Yeah.
All right, and then I'm just gonna close it up, and then I'm just gonna hold it. And Zippo's not gonna talk; he's just gonna sit there and staring at the bottle.
Okay.
That was one hell of a bowel movement, Jordan.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
hey. I don't know about bowel movements, but I guess I'm your favorite shit. Hi there.
Welcome
Yeah, how do we
back.
know it? How do we know it's really you?
Aside from the extraordinarily good looks,
Isn't this the prisoner that the Goliath took captive? How is he here?
Yeah, I was wondering that myself.
Alright, well, Jordan. So, first off, the Goliaths have been spying on you the whole time. They've got some, you know what a rock is? Flying birdie kind of thing.
Like this
The
rock
rock?
we're painting?
No, like a big winged creature. Like, looks like kind of a bird. So the rock clan means the flying creature, not a stone, it turns out. And they've been flying and keeping track of you. But Zippo, you got something in your bag. I don't know exactly what it is, but you got something. Oh, actually, I do know. It's like this little stone-looking thing. If you got a rock in there that you don't recognize, they've been spying on you through this tablet here, which I don't know all the details. Anyway, all my plans went to shit. They've been spying on you, and I guess you've been pretty flippant about talking about Seregen, and they picked up on the fact that we're from Seregen. So that was fun. And I decided to just kill the leader. And as I'm hightailing it out, all of a sudden Jordan's talking in my mind. All of a sudden he can teleport. I don't know what that's about. But he hands me something, says you're going back by yourself, and sends me on my way. He said he was gonna go report to Seregen what's going on. So, Roger, I think he may be, I don't know, some sort of other spy agency that we're not aware of. Because he pulled a slippery one on me. I didn't really. Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Yeah,
Is that the smooth rock I have in my inventory?
It is, yep.
give me that
Okay.
rock, Zippo.
Zippo just dumps it out, throws the rock out,
All right,
I'm
hold
gonna
on
and goes
now.
back to looking at his bottle.
Yeah, that's been in there
Hold,
since
hold
you
on,
were in
hold on.
prison.
Now what?
Oh, I was just gonna say we could make sure they put that to use, but I think you're about to say the same thing, maybe.
I was just gonna destroy it.
Oh, well, that also works. I took their viewing stone, but I don't know if they got others.
Probably best to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So Roger will pull out his climbing hammer and set about smashing the stone to bits.
Okay. Your climbing hammer is not magical in any way, correct?
No,
Okay. It doesn't
And
seem
if
to
it-
break.
I sure hope the hammer doesn't break.
The rock doesn't.
Road work? I should hope so.
All right. Well, any of you guys got a way to break this magic stone?
I
I got this magic axe, and Ulrich pulls out Orbin's axe.
What are the elves doing in response here?
Well, Gormir is the one that questioned, in my best accent of Gormir, why Ulrich was suddenly here. Ire is kind of watching this unfold curiously. So the bard is gone?
Seems like it.
Yep.
If anyone went back to Seregen to tell the tale of what happened, may as well be a bard. They're very good at telling tales.
Fair enough. Shall I try and break this, do you think?
Unless you have a use for it. Roger nods to the elves from Necrata.
I think we're all lining up to break this thing.
Alright, so Ulrich, go ahead and make some attack rolls against the stone.
17. Does a 17 hit?
Yes. Roll damage.
11 magical slashing.
Alright, it shatters.
Yeah, get wrecked.
Oh. Alright, that's done. Should we carry on? Look, I don't want to be flippant about this. I'm sad and a little bit frustrated that Jordan left like that. Glad that I'm not dead. That's nice. But I just spent the last couple of days feeding a whole bunch of lies to the Goliaths that they almost certainly quickly knew were lies about Necrata. So maybe we should just hurry on.
Agreed. We can grieve in Necrata. I think I've had about enough of Relic.
Zippo, you wanna ride on my shoulders?
Zippo's on Brunhild, just staring at the bottle. He instructs Brunhild to follow the party.
Once we cross over to the other side, we can take a break if you need it. Ire says quietly, recognizing that the party is experiencing some form of loss at the moment. She kind of reads the room a little, especially the change in Zippo.
Well, let's get to the other side then.
All right. Yeah, Belzian's just kind of like, I'm gonna slide this back in. All right. So, you begin traveling south, crossing out into a more of a plain-like area, heading toward the imprint of the wall. As I described the imprint last session, the imprint has gathered kind of a bit of water, since it's a an angle down. Like the imprint is actually like, you know, an imprint, right? So like as if the weight of the wall actually caused the ground to be affected. And it's kind of gotten marshy and wet in the area that it was in. As you step into the beginnings of the imprint, you feel that familiar off feeling that you did crossing over the wall's imprint up north. It's hard to place what's wrong, but it just feels less natural. It feels weird. It feels strange. Have you ever been near a strong magnet?
I'm not sure.
Uh, I have, and like there's a certain feeling you get, like it's just an unsettling feeling. I don't know how to describe it.
Gaussian.
Roger, with your passive perception, you see something in the sludge. You see something moving toward the party.
I'll point it out over the rings quickly, and then whisper a warning in Elvish as well.
Okay.
Something's in the mud.
Yeah, obviously, since it's a pretty big open area, it's hard to really hide from, you know, X, but you notice that from the muck poke, three eyes on a single stalk that kind of poke out of the muck like a periscope. It is looking at the group.
Have the other elves said anything about this yet?
Ira is cursing as she sees it. She recognizes it.
Do we shoot it?
Yes, shoot it. That's when we're gonna roll initiative.
Shoot.
Damn it! This is another time where I should have just said I shoot it.
All right. So, Ulrich, you rolled twice. Was one of them for Gormir?
I have one level of exhaustion and
So disadvantage. Got it.
it's a disadvantage. Yeah,
All right. So you got a 6.
6. I wanted to see if I could get even any worse than a 6.
Jaeger got a 12. Ulrich 6. Roger 18. Belzian 18. He's got a better dex than Yarvik, so he goes before. Got to roll for Gormir. Gormir got an 11. They got a 10. Okay.
Got a 5, by the way.
Where's your roll?
It's right above Belzy.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I guess it's pretty in character though.
Yeah, it fits.
All right. Belzian goes first. Then Yarvik, Roger, Boromir, Ulrich, Zippo, and then the elves. All right, Belzian. I'm going to bring up a map.
Belzian is curious and is probably going to close distance to try to get a better look. What is that? A friend? A foe?
Here we go.
Yeah, I don't see the map yet.
I'm getting it ready.
Ah, gotcha.
I don't see the map. I'm just using my imagination. Tune into the imagination station, guys.
Can you see it now?
Oh, okay. It's a thing. It's way over there.
All right, so rip. Yeah, so I'm gonna basically draw a line here. I'll do a box.
Like for the swamp type
Yeah.
area versus, I'm assuming we're walking on some sort of path or easier to walk land.
Yeah, so I'm kind of situating on where Belzian is.
Yeah.
Our marching order is usually who's first? It's okay. I got it. Belzian's usually in the back. Roger's furthest back. Zippo and Ulrich in the middle, and Yarvik in the front. So something like this, with the elves up front with so something like that. For now,
So are we still on land heading right into whatever the group is?
So
Okay, got it.
the eye stalk is about here. Consider the swamp to be difficult terrain, so you'll be at half movement while you're in it. You see 3 eyes on stalks, so you don't know how much of the body might be underneath. All right, everybody can see this, right?
Yes.
Cool.
I think it can see us too.
All right, Belzian, go ahead.
Yeah, Belzian's not going to wade into the swamp, but he's going to try to get a better look. And that's pretty much going to be his whole turn. Just a bunch of eyes. Let's poke them.
You should ask what it is. Ire seems to know.
What are you? Belzian yells to nobody in particular.
I don't know. I can't see any. My vision has been obscured by green fog.
To the back. And we'll make that map. That's just to signify grass.
That's some wicked looking grass.
Yeah, it's like mossy. Oops. Okay. So you say what is that to hire?
Belzen just yelled it.
Okay,
like,
what
to
are
no one
you?
in particular.
Got it. Okay.
What are you?
It's surprised when it answers back.
All right. Is that your only action?
Yes, that's
Okay.
all for now.
I will remind that you can also ready actions and things like that.
That's true. Belzian is not readying any actions at this time.
Okay, cool.
He's not ready.
Um,
Whoa.
next up is Yarvik.
Well,
Hey, wait, hold on. Don't I have an 18?
No, you had a 12.
No.
Let's see.
So I have a 12.
Oh, I switched you guys.
Yeah,
Something
you
else.
got it flipped.
Okay, that must have been when I inputted. I put it in wrong. My bad. 12, 18. Thank you. Nope, it did it again. 12, 18. There we go. All right. Roger. I meant Roger.
Great. Okay, now the eyeball is visible again.
Oops. Put it on the GM layer instead. Map layer. There we go.
That's a relatively clean line of sight there. We go stand here with our ranged weapon and take a shot at him. I'm going to use a fire arrow.
Okay.
It's a 21 hit.
It does.
Also, I guess I have advantage on this attack roll because it hasn't taken an action yet.
Correct.
So I should see if I get a critical. No.
Yeah, it isn't surprised, but yeah.
So regular damage here, and then I'll roll the fire damage. Only 1 point of fire damage.
So 24 damage.
And then I'll use my rogue bonus action to dodge. And that'll be my turn. Actually, I can't use it to dodge. Never mind. I'll use it to hide.
Fair enough.
And that will be my turn.
All right. Yarvik.
All right. The elf said shoot it. I'm going to shoot it. Womp. I'm going to take a second attack.
Okay.
Don't shoot angry.
That's a hit. All right, 6 piercing.
And, I'm gonna move aside a little bit, kind of get us a little spread. That's it.
Joke. Gormier moves forward and says, "If I am not mistaken, this is a froghemoth. Very tricky. Stay away from its tentacles." I'm gonna actually do this right now. Shade, for this combat and this combat only, would you prefer to be Ulrich or Gormier? Or your last hurrah with Gormier?
I'm fine with playing Ulrich. We've
Okay,
already
cool.
yeah.
Works for me. Okay. I am going to activate Spirit Totem as my bonus action. I think I will activate. Um, Bear Spirit, which means that everybody gets 5 plus. How many levels do you have in Druid? 4. So 9 points of temporary HP. And you gain advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws while in the aura. He's going to place it. This is a 60 foot. 60 feet away from me, so and it's a 30-foot radius. So I think it's the circle that I actually deleted last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it would have been.
That's a little too big. One more. Yeah. So that's 30-foot radius, so diameter would be double that, right?
Yep, 60-foot circle.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, cool. And he places it here. In fact, he'll even push it up a little bit. Yeah, something like that. Cool. All right. That's his bonus action. He's gonna. I think he's gonna throw some daggers. How many daggers can he throw, Shade?
He has
I know he has a
2
lot.
attack. I'm sorry, he's one attack. He has 1 attack plus he could do like he already did a bonus action,
Right.
so just 1.
Just the one. Okay.
Yeah, but he's got superiority die and stuff like that.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Get rid of this. So basically, I get to add a D8 to my damage or to my attack. With that,
It depends which one you use, but
well, it doesn't.
but yeah,
matter.
I mean that's the short of it.
Yeah. All right. He missed. So, all right. Moving on. So it is now the creature's turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so Yarvik, what's your AC?
Let me see. 16.
All right. A tentacle reaches out from under the swampy mess, grabs onto you, and basically picks you up and smashes you into the ground.
That's very rude.
Oof, it does 22 points of damage as it smashes you into the ground. You are now grappled.
Ow.
Belzian, a tentacle also appears out of the swamp and goes after you.
Yay!
It also hits
No!
and does 20 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are also grappled.
Oof, ouch.
It also rears out of the water and no longer looks like 3 floating eyes. So large and then huge, correct? Looks like that.
Yep, 15.
All right. Ulrich. Don't forget,
Ulrich.
everyone, you got 9 points of temporary HP from the totem.
Not anymore.
Let's see. Ulrich is going to go at it with the axe. Yep.
Okay. So you're gonna
So
go
1,
in?
2, 3. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. And
That'll be your
is
full
this?
movement. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the muddy area is difficult terrain.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I'm up against it, and he is going to try and attack.
Okay.
Crit.
Nice.
for a grand total of 19 magical slashing.
Excellent.
And he'll do it again. Except for he didn't crit. That's right. It's Orban time.
Couldn't resist.
So you rolled a 12 for the second one.
A 12, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You miss and slash into the soupy mix. Your feet, you're kind of wading in this already. It's pretty sludgy, slushy. It's up to your knees where you're standing. It was like up to your ankles when you stepped in, and now it's up to your knees.
Got it. Yep, I think that's it.
Yep, move, full attack.
Hey, yeah. And I apologize. I'm just now remembering. It's been a minute since I played Ulrich.
Sure.
If you're within 10 feet of me, you get +4 to your saving throws.
Perfect. All right. Next up is Zippo.
Zippo will just kind of look up and he'll cast haste on Ulrich.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
And then let's see here.
Oh my god. The behemoth frog's running away. It's gone now. Oh shit, it came back.
Yeah, 1 second here. So, question. Well, would Twin Spell be able to work for a concentration spell?
Could you bring up Twin Spell? Let's see. You can cast a spell that targets only one creature and doesn't have a range of self. You can spend a number of sorcery points equal to the spell's level to target a second creature in range with the same spell. To be eligible, a spell must be incapable of targeting more than one creature at the spell's current level. For example, Magic Missile and Scorching Ray aren't eligible, but Ray of Frost and Chromatic Orb are. Doesn't mention anything about concentration, so I would say because it's twinned, the concentration would check for both at the same time.
Yeah, okay. It says twin. I looked it up and it says from D&D Beyond, Twin Spell Meta Magic doubles the number of targets. It does not double the casting of the spell.
Right.
Okay. Then can I use my sorcery points? Let's see. Twin is a third, so it's equal to a spell's level, so 3 sorcery points. Who else is within range? It'll be on Belzian as well.
Okay.
So I have it's haste, Belzian and Ulrich are both hasted.
Zoomies.
So they get
That'd be my
+2 to
turn.
their AC and advantage on Dex saving throws, which is good because the grapple checks are going to be Dex.
And they take an extra attack
And they get
on each turn.
Cool.
Or an extra action they can use for attack, dash, dodge. Or no, attack, dash, disengage, and hide.
Yeah, use an object. Cool. All right. Any movements or nah?
I'll move back just a little bit,
Yeah.
just to stay safe. That'd be me.
Ire and Elias both move up and begin firing. They both hit. And deal. I got cake. The last of my birthday cake. And deal 14 plus. Okay. A total of 24 damage. Alright. That's everybody, right? Yes. Belzian, your turn.
I believe Belzian is currently grappled.
Yes, so in order to do something, you'll need to make a grapple check to escape.
And you were saying a dex save and throw?
It could be Dex, or I guess it could be escape is DC 16. It's
Grapples
so
are
grapple
dex,
is
or are
or
athletics
strength?
or
athletics.
athletics or acrobatics for
Athletics or
escape.
acrobatics, yeah.
Belzian's going to try to weasel out of this testicle.
Can you escape?
That, I think, takes an entire action. But I'm hasted. I actually have more than one action.
Consider
Is
that to be your
Belzian...
hasted action. Now you just have normal.
Okay. Is the creature within striking distance? Like, is there a tentacle laying about, or is the main body of the creature
The
way
main
over
body
there?
is the creature. As soon as you escape, the tentacle kind of retracts back.
I'm assuming that's the sound it makes.
What? What was the sound?
Yeah, one of those. But yeah, Belzen's gonna jump in the muck here and try to beat the crap out of this thing,
Granted.
as one does. Does an 8 hit?
Nope.
How about an 11?
Negative.
And I think I still got a bonus action. Yeah, bonus points if you can guess what Belzian's gonna do.
Gonna try and hit again?
Yeah,
Close.
Sweet. I
Got
get
it.
inspiration.
D&D Beyond, why you do this? Sometimes D&D Beyond likes to not do anything. All right, maybe it's just slow.
Me too, actually.
Yes,
That
I
one
feel
worked.
that one. Pow. Okay,
That
does
one did
27
too.
and 26 hit?
Mhm.
Hooray!
Look at all those
Just to
sevens.
clarify, you critted on one of those.
Yes. It's been so long. Please
Yeah.
refresh what we do for crits on this campaign.
You roll a second time.
Already added in there. It says bludgeoning critical damage.
Yeah. So it rolled a second one for you.
Oh, yeah, it already did it. Never mind. Yeah, they don't show up on Roll20 for me unless I tab out and tab back.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, sorry for the spam.
So you did 9 and then 2 sevens. You did 3 blows, right?
Yeah.
All right. So 21, 23.
Take that, sucker. And that's all Belzian can do for now.
Roger.
You guys are getting in the way. I don't have a clear shot anymore. I'm gonna back up to the back of the thing here next to Zippo, line up a good shot, and and shoot it again.
It's huge, so you can even shoot over their heads.
Oh. Well, in that case, I'm gonna stay where I was. I would like to be behind lots of people. Yeah, gonna shoot him. Just a regular arrow this time. I think we've established an 11 misses. But
Right.
I am willing to burn my inspiration to try again.
Smoke if you got him. That's
There's a
hit.
19 hit. All right. And I do have an ally next to it. So sneak attack damage is 5. The 25 damage.
Nice hit.
And I'm going to continue chilling over here and hoping that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use my rogue bonus action to dash back 35 feet. I'm just going to be all the way over here. And that's my turn.
All right. Garvik.
Garvik is going to stop counting the stars spinning above his head and try to get out of this, which is a athletics check.
Athletics or acrobatics.
Athletics is higher for me.
That's a successful escape.
Yeah, so he's going to roll back, and so that's a full turn action, right? So I can't move, but I can attack, right?
Yes. That was your move.
Yep. So I'm going to take another couple shots at this guy.
That's a hit. Okay. Also a hit. All right. 21 damage.
That's it for Yarvik.
Oh, did I close out a Gormier? I did, didn't I? Luckily, all I have to do is type in Gormier in my search because I've looked him up. Thank you, Google. I think Gorman's going to use a thrown weapon fighting style to make ranged attacks with his daggers. Alright. We'll get +2 on his attacks. Or damage, I mean. Also going to use a superiority die to add an attack. Alright, I got 1 hit. Got 2 hits. Okay, so 11 plus 4. Alright. And he's he's going to actually step back some. It's time for the Froghemoth to go. So the Froghemoth shoots out its tongue from its mouth. Actually, no, before it does that, okay. It's gonna make a bite attack at whatchamacallit? Belzian. Belzian, what's your AC?
Belgian's AC is 18.
Okay. He tries biting at you and misses. Coming short. He basically tries to swallow you whole, and unfortunately, misses getting its mouth around you. Alright, now I'm going to use the tongue attack against Jarvik. Alright, so I need you to make a DC strength saving throw, Jarvik. Okay, a 6, and you also get from the bear totem, Gormier, I think an extra. You get advantage, I think it is. Is it?
That means you get to roll again.
Yeah, let me just double check that. Gain you advantage on strength checks and saving throws. Yep. So try again.
I rolled the wrong one the first time.
Roger, where's your character? Oh, he's outside the totem. Okay, got it. Okay. So 17, you do. So it tries wrapping its tongue around your body, and you're able to kind of like smack it away before it can wrap around you.
Not so fast. I don't put out on the first date.
Ulrich, it's going to make a tentacle attack against you. 23.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget you have that +2 from being hasted.
Yep. Still definitely gonna hit
Okay,
me.
I was making sure.
He does
Appreciate it.
22 bludgeoning damage as he smashes you against the ground, into the muck.
Hey.
The tentacle also reaches out for Ayer, but misses. It's definitely doing some damage. All right, Ulrich.
Okay. And I'm not mistaken in recalling that haste only, if I take the attack action, I only get one attack on my hasted action, right?
I think it's just like whatever your normal attack
Haste
action
gives you
would
an
be.
extra,
It gives you an extra action, and if
action.
you use that action to attack, it's the same as you normally would with your attack.
So you'd be able to either attack twice, or move
okay.
twice and act once, or.
No, you're
yeah.
right. It is one weapon attack only.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I had to look at it. It says that
No
that
worries.
action can be used only to take the attack, one weapon attack only,
Oh yeah,
dash,
fair,
disengage.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Well, we'll attack for a 26. We'll attack again, because why not? I got it. And a 23, and then I'll do the damage first, and then I'm gonna make some decisions. 13 magical slashing, 16 magical slashing.
Okay. You chop off the frog's tongue with your first attack, and then drive the axe into its face on the second, killing it.
I'm sorry, did you say it killed it?
You killed it.
Oh, all right. Oh, thank God. I was, if I had to put myself in the nearly dead stage, I'd say, like, I don't know, 13 points away from passing out, somewhere around that. So that's good.
What a disgusting creature. It must have either been incredibly strong or incredibly stupid to attack our entire group.
I think probably both.
I don't know if there's a big difference between bravery and stupidity, but that's just me.
I'd agree.
Let's get out
All
of this.
right. Yeah, let's do that.
But
Hey,
before going back, are you sure it's dead?
Oh yeah, sorry. Here, and I drive the axe back into its skull with my third hasted attack.
Okay.
All right, I believe you now.
It would be wise for us to move quickly across the swamp. The Froghemoth
Yeah.
usually has a mate.
Oh, fun. So, Roger, I mean, not to
Well-
touch on this subject, but it found a mate. What's your story?
Well, Ulrich, you got rid of its mate, so by Froghemoth rules, you have to take its place.
It is the Froghemoth bro code.
That seems like a bad rule for a number of reasons.
It's worked out splendidly for the Froghemoths.
Yeah.
Congrats on the nuptials.
Yeah, thank you. We're registered with Tentacles RS.
I guess it's a frog-on conclusion.
Let's get hopping.
I'm gonna hop to it.
Yep.
We'll have to wait a couple minutes for the haste to wear off. The haste effective for you guys.
Appreciate that.
When the spell lands, the target can't move or take any actions until its next turn.
I am
It will take a
suddenly
second
very
or so,
tiny.
and
So wait, does that mean that they're talking really fast right now? Like they're like chipmunks?
It's like they just drank 100 cups of coffee.
pretty much.
Maybe I've told you this before, but that was a really good magic you did.
Is that what Zippo feels like all the time?
Elzian does like 20 push-ups really fast.
All right. So, are we crossing the swamp?
Yeah, we're getting out of here as quick as we can.
Yeah.
Zippo, you're kind of having a bad feeling about bringing Brunhild through the swamp if it's kind of going up to Ulrich's knees when he gets 10 feet in. It might be worth it to like navigate a little bit drier territory. Like, I know you said,
Yeah.
but like Brunhild,
Yeah.
Brunhild's probably your priority right now.
Can I? I'll just ask. Can one of you guys carry Broomhill through the mud? She won't make it all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely. I can carry her. You wanna get on up here too? Carry you both.
If you can carry both, then yeah.
And you
Yeah,
carry
I can-
both?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's carrying
We'll
two
see.
medium creatures.
No, two small creatures, surely, or at least one medium, one small. You're small, ain't you?
Yeah, I think I'm small.
Hey, while we're talking about things I may or may not be able to do, Gormier, I noticed you got some spells and such. You don't have any healing, do you?
I do.
That'd be great.
Oh, I need some milk. Oof. Zippo, are
Yeah,
you
yeah,
small or medium?
I'm small.
Okay,
I'm
alright.
small.
Going back to Gormier. What spell would you like me to use? Shade? Goodberry or Cure?
Anything that's gonna get me.
I'll do Cure.
I mean, I'm at 13 hit points, so 13 hit points, and I don't have armor anymore. So
Right.
10.
Those 10 for you.
Thank you.
And he'll spend another one.
Another one.
Maybe 13.
Yarvik hears a request from healing from somewhere around the monster's ass, and he goes ahead and trudges over to cast some healing.
Thank you so much. That's much appreciated. Ooh. All right, Al. I think I'm about halfway good. Let's do this.
Is Brunhild considered a medium or a small creature as well, Zippo?
Yeah, I'm fine with not carrying both. I was just
No, yeah. I'm just curious.
Medium.
Okay. Or just do a strength check for me.
sure. That roll? No.
It did
Okay,
not.
let's try that. Hey, I'm weak. On second thought, why don't I carry Brunhild? Maybe he can crawl up on someone else. Zippo.
Yeah, I'll kind of have to. I can't make it through the. I'd have to swim through the mud.
Yeah, I mean...
You could probably ride on Jordan's shoulders. Oh, wait. Oh.
Gormier turns into let's see, what can we wild shape into?
I vote Albert.
Broadhemoth.
I think a horse is what's
Actually, wait.
Let's
I
see.
got this.
You
I got it. Don't worry. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna pull a horse with this 2 saddlebags out of my cloak of many things.
We're getting ready to ride his horse through a swamp because I'm getting serious, never-ending story vibes here. I'm not liking where this is going.
Yeah,
Look,
I
we've
pull out.
already sacrificed at least 10 horses.
Yeah, I'll pull out a riding horse with saddlebags.
What's
Right,
another
you have a horse and saddlebags. Got it.
Yep,
Horses
it's
this
both.
part.
It's made all in one. So
Um,
that means add some items here, my things, so I don't forget. So I use one ladder, so I still have a pit, a metal door, or an iron door. Sorry, a pit, an iron door, uh, another ladder. Let's see, I had 5 things, right? Yeah, and I sold the gems, and I used the horse, and I used the ladder. So I had 6 things actually. So yeah, so I have 3 left. I have a iron door, a pit, and 1 more ladder.
so this is a single horse, correct?
Yeah, it's a 1 riding horse with saddlebags.
Okay. So the horse pops out of existence from your pocket, and you hop on, and the party begins trudging its
I'll
way.
offer
through the swamp.
Yarvik a ride too, since he's small as well.
Appreciated.
Do you clamber up, Yarvik?
Oh yeah, no, I'm going to take the ride. Absolutely.
So the group trudges through the swamp. Are you doing so hastily with like what like are you just trying to go as quickly as possible, or are you trying to be stealthy about it, like trying not to create ripples, or like what's the thought process here?
What are the I would say what are the elves advise? I mean, we've not necessarily encountered these before.
Ayer's kind of like trying to get the group to move quickly.
I would follow her lead personally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Belgian
let's-
accepts the quickness as like a contest and is going like as fast as possible. Disgustingly fast.
Your haste is probably worn off by now.
Tiredly fast.
Yarvik has got his bow out on the back of the horse, just kind of looking out. Yarvik does not like swamps. He's all about the trees.
I'm all about the trees.
The party makes haste across the swamp. I guess I don't really need that box anymore, right? I guess I don't need the party
I'll be right
either,
back.
apparently. And let's see here. Crosses the swamp without incident.
All right, love it.
GG.
Let's take our 10-minute break now. It's about 9. And I know Zippo just took his leave for a second. Probably good timing on that too. So we'll see everyone here in 10 minutes time. Enjoy the break. Don't go away too far. Welcome back from the break, everyone. We are now back and ready to go for the second half of the session. We are across the wall and officially in the third section of the continent. Eliath turns around excitedly and says, "Welcome to Necrata." And Ire finally calls for a short rest after the amount of travel that we've been doing the last couple days. Once we are safely away from the dangers of the immediate wall area, she calls for a short rest for us to catch our breath. Not a long rest, but a short rest.
Couldn't you have got this out of the way while we were waiting for Jordan to do his thing?
I wanted to be out of Relic.
All right.
Feels better.
Just to bring me up to speed, Zippo, the horse isn't something that's like a temporary horse. It's just a horse that you now have, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
It's just a regular old riding horse with 13 HP.
Nice. What's with the hit dice, Belzian? Is that rolling some healing?
That's short rest, yeah.
Cool.
No, not very cool. It was like a 1.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
always spend like at least 3 when I roll because
Yeah, 1 hit dice is not much usually.
yeah.
We're pretty shaken up after that swamp encounter.
Worth it.
I mean, the Froghemoth is not the prettiest of creatures.
If Zippo was in a
Hey.
better mood, he would have tried to tame it.
It reminds me of someone I used to date. It's like too much tongue, you know?
Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
The ironic part is that guy became somebody we used to know. Or one song that disappeared from the face of the earth.
Gautier?
Apparently he's big in Australia.
I've only ever heard the one song, so that's what I'm going with.
Yeah.
I would hope he would be the same size everywhere.
All right, so while we're on a short break, as a reminder, Ulrich, you were given Jordan's bag of boarding.
Sorry. I was given the bag. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he tossed
Um,
it to you as you were
I
going.
I think he would give it to Zippo.
Okay.
Say, hey, look, I like Jordan, but I think you two were a little closer. This is his bag. I think he wanted you to have it.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he said when he threw it at you.
Yeah,
Zippo will
and for some
open
reason
it.
I thought I gave it to him already.
Zippo will open it and go inside.
Okay. All right. Inside is Jordan's office. It looks clean and orderly, as if Jordan spent much of yesterday preparing for just such an occasion as this. You see, sitting neatly on the desk, a stack of 5 envelopes.
I'll pick them up.
Each one is titled for a different member of the party.
I'll go back out and hand them out to everybody,
Okay.
and then open mine.
Okay. The letter reads as this: Zippo, I am so sorry to have left you this way, but the consequences of the wall coming down are too dire not to address in Seregen. They need to know what is threatening our borders. There is much I would like to say and give, but they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and that a bag has many kinds of gifts. Magic is a funny thing. It is used to seek power, but the true power is what exists without it. Speaking of gifts, traveling with you has been a gift for me. Pay it forward. You can tell me all about it next time we meet. There's a second piece of paper within the letter, the envelope. It is a drawing, a well-crafted drawing of Zippo and Jordan. Kind of like a portrait of the two of you. It also the letter says that he is giving you the bag of boarding.
After I hand everybody's letters and read mine, Zippo will just tell the party to let him know when they're ready to go, and he'll go back in there and just kind of like look around. And is there a bed in here, or is it just like an office chair?
There is no bed. No. There's there's the desk. There's a chest. There's some shelves with some bound books in it, and then the ladder itself that climbs out of the bag.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just go in there and just kind of sit around there and look around.
Okay. Who would like to read their letter next?
I'll read it.
Okay. Roger, yours is a bit shorter than Zippo's. Roger, many would hate to put you at their back, but for me, it's not because you'll stab it. Take 2 rungs of my ladder and use them to climb to new heights, or at least climb. That's a dig at your continued lack of ability to climb. And the ladder he's referencing is the ladder to go in and out of the bag.
Huh. I'll go pry off those 2 rungs of the ladder.
All right, you study the ladder and you find that most of the rungs are made out of wood and set into the wall of the bag of boarding, but 2 of them have been replaced with metal rungs, the top one and the bottom one. So it's still usable without those rungs. In fact, it's still easy to get in and out. They seem to be just extra rungs for benefit. When you try and move them out, you're unable to until you notice that there's a button that releases it on one side, and then it's able to come out for both. You are now the proud owner of 2 immovable rods.
Yes.
Not 1, but 2.
Awesome.
So what is that, like Mjolnir but a rod? Only
Yeah,
only
kinda.
Rogers worthy.
Kind of. It's the mechanism, though, instead of... So, like, the Mjolnir that, like, the tech people who build it in real life, and they have, like, the button to push to make it not heavy, it's like that.
Immovable rods. Even 1 immovable rod is awesome, but two is the perfect number.
Cool.
I don't know about 5th edition, but in 3.5, I think each rod can handle like 5,000 or 8,000 pounds of force. Which is effectively immovable for most of the time.
I can see that being very useful.
Yeah, I think it's like in the upper limits, like 8,000 pounds or something ridiculous.
Per rod.
Dang. Nice rod, bro.
Alright, we have Yarvik, Belzian, and Ulrich left.
Belzian loves to read, so it would stand to reason that he probably already read the letter, like, immediately.
Belzian, as tenacious as you are curious, I hope you finish what I've started. I've never known an equal in the pursuit of knowledge until now. Let's hope you can write as well as you read. The letter tells you to go into the chest that's in his office. And inside the chest you find the story of the campaign so far, what he's written down about each session, as well as a quill that lays on top. The quill itself is it appears to be the feather of maybe a golden eagle, with a ashen tip. He describes simply that the quill is known as the Quill of Embers, but doesn't go further into what it does.
Quill of Embers, you shall be my new friend.
And should you choose, you could take over summaries instead of Jordan. If not, I will continue on pretending that I am Belzian as I write them.
I can do that. No probs.
Yarvik, Ulrich?
Sure, Yarvik will go.
Yarvik, a fine marksman deserves a fine bow and arrow. Let's hope they deserve you. Don't lose them. They are precious to me. The letter also designates you go to the chest, and inside the chest is... let me pull this up. D&D Beyond. I had this up. I don't know why I exited out of this too. Alright. Before you is a short bow of obviously fine craftsmanship. It is bowed dark red wood, sleek as satin, and polished to a deep shine. There appears to be writing on one side of the bow in black letters that just simply say, long shot. In a nearby quiver, there are 3 long black arrows with their fletching either green, blue, or black.
Yarvik just kind of lets out a low whistle and stands back in appreciation, and he just kind of holds the bow up, kind of, thank you, sir. I would have asked Jordan to identify these for me, but he's not here, so Yarvik is going to lovingly stow those in his backpack, and then I'll add them to my inventory.
Okay. They're short bow. I'll give you more details at a later time.
We can catch it later.
Last but not least, Ulrich.
Let's see, what do you got to say?
Ulrich, no one can put me at a loss for words like you. When you talk, others listen. A tongue of silver, rare like a swan. This has been nothing but a paperweight, but I'm told it has some connection to the undead. And the letter designates within the chest a silver swan statue that is sitting in the chest.
That's interesting. How big is the statue?
It's about the size of your hand. It could fit in your hand.
Okay.
A little bit. It can rest in your hand.
Yeah, I think he'll pick it up and he'll tuck it away inside of his bag of holding, and remember that he has some maps that his new elven friends may. No, remember that Ulrich has some maps that his new elven friends may be interested in.
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah. He remembers it. I meant.
Okay.
As he puts his swan in the bag.
So, with that being said, since you are now bringing out the maps, are you gonna talk about that now, or what's your plan?
Yeah, I think he'll pocket the swan as said, and then he says, "There's not enough of him, Shippo. I'll leave you to it. Thanks for letting me in here." And then he goes and he lets Ayer know. This, he presents the map that they have of Necrata, that they had mapped out of Necrata, and lets her know, essentially that they've got people who can travel fast. They're on rocks. They can fly. They're definitely spying.
Okay. And being that you now have this map, I can now permanently update the map with the remaining details about Relic. Now you guys will have borders to the different clans and their names. I think that's everything. Does it look like I have everything showing?
We're on the
Ah.
map with just the wall still up.
Oops, I selected the wrong one. There we go. How's that look? Oh, I'm missing one.
I think that's everything.
There we go.
Yeah.
Belgian, you could see all the clans before?
I've been able to see them on the map probably for the last couple months.
All of them, or just the 8 that had showing? There's 4 more that now have appeared on the right-hand side, as well as the borders.
Okay, yeah, okay. No, I wasn't able to see those ones before.
Okay. Yeah, the ones in the immediate area of the Axe clan, Ulrich was able to kind of assist describing and whatnot while he was a prisoner. And so I updated areas names and then the borders of the Axe clan, and now we have a full map.
The Axe aren't even the biggest clan here.
They're the biggest clan we met so far, I think.
Yeah. Yarvik takes careful note of the Halfling clan in the middle of Relic.
Atomic, maybe someday I'll actually make a portrait of Jordan and Zippo. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, no. If anybody looks in there, that's what he has that and like the bottle of dust sitting on the desk, and he's just kind of sitting there staring at them, playing with his hands.
Yeah. Internally, did any of what Jordan said help Zippo? I'm just curious, or is Zippo just kind of like
Zippo's just kind of at a loss right now because first, the being that he trusted everything to, his master, betrayed him, and then
Yes.
now the father figure he saw as like the one true person he could trust lies to him about the plan and then leaves. So Zippo is definitely a broken person right now. He is just going to stare at that for a while, probably.
He was just going out for a pack of smokes. How did it go all so wrong?
Oh boy. Yeah, and I think Jordan tried to mitigate that with his words as much as he could to help you not feel like he was abandoning you, and it was a good cause. And you could, if you want, I can try and roll persuasion for that, but if you want to roll it that way too, that's perfectly fine.
And I feel like Zippo would just be too destroyed to even listen to the words. Like he heard Jordan talking and he read the letter, but like none of it went through,
Yeah. Belzian, while we're taking a short break, are you going to try anything out with your quill? Is anybody doing anything with their items?
For sure. To test this Quill of Embers, Belzian will write LOL in the air to see what happens.
Okay.
What does that mean, Belzian?
I'm glad you asked. It means lots of love.
So, in the air where you've written, glowing red ember script appears with the letters LOL in kind of since you're not used to writing into the air, it's kind of shaky handwriting. They stay in place.
Interesting. Belzian resolves to practice the air penmanship.
Right. So, anybody else doing anything during this short rest?
Yeah, I mean, I'll study the item and see if I can make heads or tails of it. The swan, that is.
Okay.
You get your spells back, or a portion of your spells back during short rest.
Go
No,
ahead.
not
No.
for a ranger.
Yeah, yeah. So short rest. If you click on the short rest thing, it'll restore the things that it'll restore. I believe that's up at the top.
Yep. Just my four little hit points there.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you're studying the swan, Ulrich, go ahead and give me a. I guess. Are you investigating it? Are you trying to do a history check to see if you can recall anything in your past history about silver swans?
I think he's just kind of meditating with it to see if he can attune to it in any fashion.
Yep. So while you're holding on to the item, it doesn't seem to have much of a reaction, and no command word comes to mind while you hold it. Instead, while you're holding it, you feel a gentle feeling of longing, and as you concentrate on it, the image of a silver swan figurine comes to mind. This silver swan seems to be the pair to another silver swan. But this one appears to be in a dark place, maybe in a container or bag of some sort. You can just make out in the darkness maybe a leather.
Another or a letter?
A leather, like animal hide.
A leatherback. Okay. Okay. I mean, can I address the swan in any fashion? Like, I try and like mentally be like, "Hey, swan."
Yeah, it doesn't seem to respond to any words that you speak with.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's me.
Cool. I would say immovable rods are so commonly known. They're not commonly seen, but they're commonly known that you immediately recognize them. You were instructed on how to release them, but once you got that amethyst, you were kind of like, oh yeah, I know exactly what these are.
You stick them in the air and then they don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
While Ulrich is meditating, I will put both of them over top of his shoulders.
Okay.
Swan, is that you? You feel so light but so heavy.
I'm not actually sure what sounds swans make. Is it kind of like a honking sound like geese?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
goose like.
I will wander off a little ways and make a white honking sound.
Make a deception check.
Oh yeah. Finally, an area of expertise. 21.
You know, it's fairly convincing.
Alright, I'm getting somewhere.
All right. So, short rest aside, are you guys ready to continue?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll go retrieve my movable routes before Owen gets hurt.
If we're out of the mud, I'll get back on the road hill if anybody wants to ride the horse.
The elves don't seem to be much interested in riding.
Is there anything in the horse saddlebags? I assume there's none.
Basic tackle and whatnot. That's about it. Maybe some feed. I think, does that come with?
It just says a horse with saddlebags. It doesn't say it comes with anything in there.
Okay.
I didn't think there would be. So if anybody wants to put stuff in there, you
Yeah.
can.
No. Yeah. There's nothing. All right. As the group is packing up to head out, Belzian, you notice that the script that you drew in the air begins to start fading away. Seems like what you wrote in the air only lasted about an hour.
An hour? That's
Yes.
pretty good. I would have thought it only lasted a minute or so. Great.
Oh, sorry, a minute. You're right. I was thinking about so I'm assuming you looked it up and put it in, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I've seen one of these before, but Belzian hasn't, so he's just testing it out
You've seen one of these before.
on a different campaign.
That's
But Belzian
very
hasn't seen.
interesting.
Very interesting, or like medium interesting?
I wrote this item.
No way.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna send you something after the session.
Okay. I mean, no idea is original, right? So.
Creativity is merely covering up your sources.
Will of writing.
Good artists borrow, great artists steal.
All right. Anyway, Um, the group begins heading south once more, and you enter a forest. Um, your immediate impressions of Necrata are that it's very similar to Relic. There's a lot of life in the area and whatnot. Froghemoth aside, it seems like these lands are not as different as you expected based on the difference that you had from Seregen to Relic. The forest itself, you see in the distance, the trees look a little darker, maybe even a little bit more gnarled, but ultimately of similar stock to the ones in the Axe Clan lands. And this makes sense, right? Because, as you know, the wall was erected, but before that, the forest used to connect. This is also true of the forests that kind of brush up against the wall. In Seregen, this used to be one large forest that kind of was a natural separation, quote unquote, between the three kingdoms originally. Yeah, so some of the descriptions might sound similar, and this is why. The animals themselves don't seem to be nearly as big as they were in Relic. They seem to be a bit less impressive. You don't feel as shrunken anymore. While we're traveling south, what actions is the party doing, if any?
I'm gonna ask Ire about Necrata, or at least about the Elflands.
Okay.
Go. What's the name of the place we're going? What's society like for you guys?
We are heading to a village in the western portions of the forest. You'll be meeting with the village elder that is there. We're going to relay information, and Ulrich, it seems like you've brought back quite a bit of good information about our enemy. All of this will be very helpful. And from there, I suppose that will be, that remains to be seen. What do you wish to know about Necrata?
Really, we don't know anything, except the very little we've heard from people in Relic. Seregen's history of before the wall is basically non-existent.
Fair enough. She seems to be a lot gentler now that she is not in enemy territory. She came across quite urgent before, but now she's like attentive, but she's a lot gentler in her delivery, if that makes sense. So the first thing she says is, I need you to know this. Your human friends, and even Belzian, are in danger being here. the vampires have enslaved any human. They belong to the vampires. Now, that being said, I have no intention to give you over to them. But we must keep you hidden. If the vampires catch you, that would not be good.
If
Obviously,
the vampires catch us, that would suck.
obviously, you as an elf would be fine if they caught the rest of your group, and the halfling might be in danger, but the kobold probably would be safe as well.
I feel like we've jumped out of the frying pan and into the fire with no sausage.
I feel a lot safer. Okay. We've gone from probably executed on site for the entire party to executed on site for only part of the party.
Oh, I don't think they'd execute you. I think they'd bring you back.
Bring you back where?
Well, the southern lands beyond the mountains are, well, especially the southeast, is the slave lands where the human nations are. Now, the western territory is currently attempting a declaration of independence from the vampires and are, for the moment, organized enough that they're keeping the vampires from keeping them at bay. I'm not sure how they're accomplishing this, but ultimately, the humans that are in the Krata are the property of the vampires, and this has been this way for a very long time. I hate to say, and she kind of spits as she says it. She's like, I hate this. Do not mistake me. This is not something I approve of. It is, unfortunately, our burden for remaining alive. The elves would probably have died out long ago if they hadn't struck a deal of survival with the vampires long ago. And I will say that the elves have actively, in secret, been attempting to help humans as they can. And the deeper we are in elven territory, the safer you will be. But with the wall being down, I assume that we're going to see more and more of the vampires themselves.
Yarvik
Well,
is gonna. Sorry, go ahead.
no, you know.
Yarvik is going to observe that. Too bad we didn't have Jordan now, because this is definitely something that Seregen probably should know. We need to try to find a way, after maybe we do a little recon. We need to find a way to get this information back.
She did say we were going to the western part, which would be the part closest to Seregen. So if we need to send a message over, it will probably be kind of easy relative to where we could otherwise have ended up.
And this is information that has already been relayed in conversations. This is kind of restated in a slightly different way, but this would still be something Jordan knew about.
Okay.
Because Kieran told us about the vampires being slave owners.
Yeah, Piran said it. The elves have said it in the past, in conversation, things like that.
We made some jokes about vampires eating people, maybe large people, where like Goliath would be more satiating, and the elves were physically ill at our jokes. They did not like joking around with the vampires
Yeah,
because they
there
take
you
this
go.
stuff
Good
very
memory.
seriously.
Yeah. Perhaps this might have even been one of the motivations for Jordan leaving. Of any other, does that answer your question?
It sure tells me a lot. I see how it is. I'm not so safe. I use that word very loosely here with the Goliaths, and Jordan's like, it'd be nice if I switched places with Ulrich, the other human. That'll be good. Next time I see him, I'll ask him. Maybe he could have told me they were vampires. I would have just said, "No, let me come with you to Seregen."
Don't we have a head of disguise
I mean,
between
to be fair,
the five of us?
yeah, and I did know there were vampires down here. I just didn't realize that whole situation per se. All right.
So I only know about vampires from what I've read in books. Like, they can turn into bats or mist, they can't cross moving water. What are the vampires of fiction like compared to the vampires of Necrata? I mean, I've never seen a vampire before, to my knowledge.
So, as you continue to walk, the elves rattle off a few different facts about vampires, such as things that you've heard in fairy tales about vampires are actually, it seems to be true. Things like they must be invited in. They have to be in a coffin when crossing over open water. Other things like that. That they can travel in bat form. I can bring up other stuff. Yeah, so they're harmed by running water. A stake to the heart apparently is something that can incapacitate them. And they're paralyzed until the stake is removed, but they don't die from it necessarily, and they're hypersensitive to sunlight. But they can travel in sunlight in bat form.
How do you kill him?
I don't know. They're called immortal for a reason.
By the 12, a grim enemy indeed.
I guess I would do well to carry some wooden sharp things around along with all of my metal ones.
You seem to have quite the collection of sharp things already.
As Gormir would tell you, you can never have too many.
Holy smokes, I have a club in my pack that I've never used before.
Well, I say it's time to go clubbing.
Hey. So if vampires can't come in unless you invite them, who invited them to Necrata in the first place? And what were they thinking?
They've been here a long time, and it's invitation to a residence. And as part of the alliance between the elves, it is forbidden for us to deny them entrance should they wish. It's an act of hostility to not allow.
What? So if you don't let them into your residence, they just burn the place down or something?
They will start killing until we do.
Yikes.
Vampires are not the only undead things in Necrata. There was many tainted creatures, experiments of the vampires, or just things natural to the area. It seems like there is a natural draw to the undead in these lands, unfortunately. Especially the farther south you go. Things have been strange in these forests quite some time, especially closer to the wall, but in a different way. She goes to look like she's saying more, but then stops herself and falls silent.
You're out there?
Yes. I'm fine.
Alright. I mean, I'm the kind of person who also likes to trail off in the middle of
A sandwich?
that's the word.
She
I've
asks.
gotten many a free meal.
She asks you to tell her about Seregen as you continue.
Well, it's a land full of people just ready to fight anyone who comes in.
Oh, so very much
In
like
fact,
Relic.
No.
yep. And the sun never sets there. And also, bats are killed on sight. Those are the kinds of things that you should definitely keep in mind. But I suppose in the space of generosity, it's a place where we have a central governance that is crumbling.
Oh? What happened?
Last king was an idiot.
At last, that's the one you served, buddy. I mean, we both serve him, but you know.
Okay. The king before him was an idiot.
How about it was a family full of idiots? In retrospect, I've kind of lost a lot of respect of all of them.
The king I'm referring to split Seregen up between his three sons, and as soon as he died, they all started fighting each other. for the whole thing. And now they're all dead. And
Go ahead.
right around when that happened, the wall came down.
Yeah.
And then, you know the rest of the story. We wandered into Relic and met you folks.
I'm pretty sure we have one of the previous heads of states in a bag somewhere.
Do you have his head? Because we didn't really anticipate going on this little misadventure.
She kind of shakes her head at the three-sided war and says, "What a waste."
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Ulrich and I have that war to thank for our skills, but
To be
God, what a
fair,
cost.
yeah, I probably would have gotten most of these skills anyway. I come from money, you see.
Oh, so you could buy skills.
That's right.
That must be what they mean by point buy system.
Yes, exactly.
Pointy things, and you use those to get the money to buy stuff.
That's right. Now, in my experience, you can buy most things.
Is there anything you can't buy?
No, people tell you, happiness or some foolishness like that, but I hate to break it to you. You got money, you're gonna be fine.
I've always found money to be a little too heavy for my wallet, so I try to get rid of it as often as possible.
Not a bad idea.
But yeah, that's the state of things. Seregen is in chaos.
Yeah, Sergeant's not feeling well right now, and should turn away any visitors.
No one gets in to see the wizard. Not nobody. Not no how.
Mostly because his shop just keeps moving around.
Oh, that only happens occasionally.
Yeah.
Classic
Yeah,
Zorro.
we came out to look for allies, really. Somebody we could establish friendly relationships with.
Right, we've come looking for friends, and then we keep running into like angry Goliath warmongers or like angry vampire slave traders.
Present company, of course, excluded.
Oh, of course.
Karen was pretty cool too.
It seems like the world is in dire straits at the moment. But perhaps we can work to make that different.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it'd be nice to feel like I was doing something good for a change.
So Ire stops the group for the night and says, "I think we can stop here and we'll arrive tomorrow in Aurora, which is the village that we're heading to." she recommends watches, despite the fact that they're in Elven territory. And she also says that she's already signaled to elves that were watching them from afar that they're on their way. So they know that they're coming.
That's good.
How do we disguise you, Ulrich?
I mean,
You got a helmet?
I'm gonna have to shave my beard, I think.
Don't we have had a disguise between the five of us?
Actually,
Yarvik on a
Yeah.
color changing hat.
You guys got to have a disguise from Shadow.
Yeah, I don't remember who held on to that, but I'm pretty sure we have that.
Hopefully, it's not still on Shadow's head.
I think Yarvik probably has it.
Yeah, that seems the most likely to me.
Maybe.
Yarvik has two hats.
What's better than one hat? Another one on top of it.
You can have a hat under your hat. They call it a top hat for a reason. It's supposed to go at the top of the stack of hats.
I heard you like hats. So I got a hat for your hat, so you can hat while you hat. Bro.
Alright, so it is getting dark. Are we going to do watches? And if so, who's doing which watch?
I'm gonna be honest. I've been running pretty hard. So if you
seem
wouldn't
really
mind that, yeah, I'd like to sleep through the night.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I'll
Appreciate
one
it.
level of exhaustion. Or two?
It's like you
One?
just broke out
Just
of
the one
prison.
right now. Yeah, right.
Hopefully, class to watch.
I'll take watch.
Take third watch.
Okay, so we have who for first?
What's on second?
So, I'm just gonna. So we have somebody for third watch. One person right now. Zippo, that's
that-
also your usual.
Okay, if
watch.
that's the last watch, then yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, so it'll be Zippo and Yarvik for third watch. Second watch is traditionally Roger and somebody.
I'll do some.
Okay. Belzian, what watch are you doing?
Belzin will take first or second. Doesn't matter.
All right.
We
The
will
elves
watch.
take first watch. Belzian and Roger take second, and Yarvik and Zippo take third. I don't see the hat and Yarvik's equipment. I do see a bandolier of sausages.
Probably got to clean that up. I think I think I used up that band of
we
sausage.
opened it up, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So after a brief meal, we start taking watches. The elves, Air, Boromir, and Eliath are watchful throughout the first shift. rolled for 2 of them. Third. Boromir makes a natural 20. They wake the second shift up, and Gormir says to Roger, keep an eye out for heads with wings for ears.
Can I shoot them?
I would hide. They are usually a swarm.
Gotcha. And in fact, I will go ahead and stealth away.
Stealth away.
And
Where
I'm
did Roger
I'm comfortable relying on my passive perception
Okay.
for the watch. Roger's going to be focusing on not being seen primarily.
Fair enough. Belzian. What are you rolling? Perception?
Yeah, it's gonna be a perception check. Belzian's not concerned that Roger's just gone.
Okay.
Classic Roger move.
Are you also going
Sure,
to
he's-
hide? Or
No, Belzian's just sitting around, looking at stuff, maybe playing with his quill.
okay. The if you do write with your quill, the writing does illuminate slightly. It glows.
If you write something, I'm going to talk to you over the rings and say, "Oh God, please stop! It's so bright. My eyes, Belzian, my eyes."
Talk about passive perception being.
Belzian just writes, "Hi, Roger," in capital letters.
With your combined perceptions, you don't see anything matching the description that Gormir gave, or really anything much of note. Yeah, I will say that it does not feel as wild as it did in Relic, for sure.
This place seems a little more chill than Relic.
Yes, it seems a little more dire, not wild.
Well, is it time to wake up the next watch? Roger will go and prod Zippo and Yarvik awake when their turn comes around.
Okay.
And I will pass along the warning about heads with wings.
But what kind of environment spawns heads with wings? Like, what is this place?
It's Necrata.
Well, yes, I know it's Necrata, but
I don't know, man. Vampires are fucking weird. There's elves all over the place, which hey, I'm not complaining about, but it is unusual. And apparently there's heads with wings too. The elves said that that if you see him, just try to hide because there'll probably be a whole bunch.
Roger,
Got it.
Roger.
hide from the disembodied heads with wings.
All right, I'm going to go relax and not pay attention, even though I've met my resting requirements.
Da-da-da.
Roger.
Yarvik is going to go climb a tree, get a little higher vantage point. So, he's just more comfortable in trees.
We've got a 17 for perception.
Yes.
Traditionally, Yarvik can't see shit.
It is dark.
Got the advantage point or the vantage point above. It's like sitting up there. He's like, you know what? I'm pretty high. I should be able to see everything. Starts looking down only, never looks up.
I can very clearly see the dark.
Yeah, Yarvik climbs a tree and sees only darkness and hears the normal sounds of the forest. Realizing that if something was flying, he probably wouldn't be able to hear it walking through the ground. Maybe flapping around. All right. Night passes without incident. Unless Zippo and Yarvik have things to say to each other.
Up in a tree. I feel like Zippo would just be like looking around,
Yeah.
just sitting on the ground next to the fire, next to Runhill.
Well, I will say, Zippo being quiet has assisted him in being great at being perceptive. That's like the best watch I've ever seen Zippo make.
Yeah, that is true. Sometimes you got ups and downs.
Right.
Today's a weird day for Zippo. You can see everything, but simultaneously nothing.
All right. So we wake up and break camp. The elves seem to be in a chipper mood. Gormir's normal grimace is now just a flat line. Ire looks absolutely pleased with herself. And Eliath is his normal chipper self. You spend the day going deeper and deeper into the forest, and you do see signs of elven construction, both new and old. You see like signs of like watch towers and things like that in the trees and whatnot. The thing with elven construction is it's mainly built within or on or around trees. Not in the way that they had the camps in the bandit camp where you burn down the forest to destroy the camp. These are more like their homes are built within or around the tree itself, if that makes sense. So less like little structures with bridges and more like interwoven. The tree kind of has grown into the home type of thing and whatnot. Or the wood has been magic informed into different shapes and things like that. It's quite beautiful when you see its handiwork. No tree has been carved or cut. It's more like it's been formed into these things.
Nice, friendly architecture.
Yes. Most of this art is something that your heritage knew about, Roger, in terms of like your family, your mother and father probably showed you small uses of wood shaping, make simple or small trinkets, but you've never seen handiwork like this in Seregen. Whether that art is lost or if the elves, being that they're sparse in Seregen, and I don't mean sparse as being like rare. I mean as in like they're kind of intermingled in the melting pot, right? So some of that culture, some of that architecture has been lost or swallowed up by the machinations of the humans, if that makes sense. Ire stops you before getting into Aurora proper, and sends Gormir. She takes Gormir and herself, and she says, "I'm going to go ahead into Aurora and make sure everything is safe to enter for you. I'm going to keep Eliath here."
Did we hide the tall guy?
Well, I'm checking to see if we can just bring him in or not. He should be safe, provided that there's no vampires in town or friends of them. After about a half an hour, they return and give you a kind of a coast is clear type thing and urge you forward. And you enter the village of Aurora. For those of you who have lived in Seregen all your life, that's all of you. This village looks so different from what you're used to. It seems like instead of taking nature and forming it to what you wish, the village was formed around nature. If that makes sense, it's kind of the yin to the yang of industrialization. It still has the familiar haunts of a village, blacksmiths and tanneries and the like, markets and housing and common areas, churches even, but everything is made from the forest or from animals that are hunted. It would seem primitive if it didn't look so beautiful. It's obvious that this village took a lot of time, effort, and each building is you can see a deep sense of history and permanence that many of the villages in Seregen seemed new or temporary, or would be easily abandoned, as you've seen in the past with war. It just feels older. The only way I can really compare this is think of Seregen as American architecture and Necrata as like European architecture, where it's like it just looks, feels, and it reeks of older. You know what I mean? Like it has more history to it. Knowing how Seregen's history is, it's, you know, the kingdom's changed hands many, many times, and war has brought the kingdom in the past before it united as a whole nation of Seregen. So it seems like the elven land. Everybody's still there, right? Like,
yes.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, we're just listening.
It seems like relics, or sorry, relics, Necrata's forests have been held by the elves for the last 3,000 years. And it
It's
shows here.
staggeringly long time for a single government.
Yes.
You guys have any elementals around here?
Not quite, no. There are elementals in the forests and even in Necrata itself, but many of them have become unfriendly in recent decades.
That's sad. I like to make friends with elementals.
I wish you luck here. But it is good to know that there are still some friendly elementals somewhere.
Only to certain ones. You gotta earn their trust. I actually am friends with the elemental of water. I think he's their king, honestly.
She nods, like the king of Seregen's elementals, I presume.
Yeah. I would imagine. I also became friends with a wind genie, but I'm pretty sure y'all saw that happen. So.
Yes, that was something else, I must say. I apologize for. As she looks around at the group, I apologize for my. Benji needs to get out. Ow! Yes.
That seems like a good thing to apologize for.
Classic Benji. Let me in. No, let me out. Let me in. No, let me out.
Sorry, Benji just will scream until I let him out. Now he'll sing the song of his people. Yeah, Ire kind of makes an apology about her demeanor when she was in Relic. She kind of explains half-heartedly that she wasn't entirely herself, but she doesn't really go into why.
Does this mean that we should speculate?
I mean, if you'd
And
like.
yes, I'm saying that out loud.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. How could someone not be anyone who they are? Anyone but who they are.
Well, you got to remember, there was that doppelganger of Yarvik back when that was him not being himself.
That definitely is not the same thing. It was obviously a doppelganger, a separate entity that just looked like Yarvik. Although there is a small chance that the Yarvik we have with us now is actually a doppelganger. I try not to think about it.
It's true. You don't know. I could beat Left Yarvik. Right? Yarvik could have been the doppelganger the whole time.
So there are a lot of elven people. Like, are we in that? I'm assuming we're living like in like the city and where they're populated at.
Yeah, so you're.
Yeah.
It's not a city; it's a village. You're you're still in the forest, but it's also a village. You see it's entirely elves. There's no other races but elves here. So you stand out, especially the non-humanoid races like well, I guess you're all humanoid, but you know what I mean. Like Zippo, you stand out much more than the rest of your group. You feel very out of place, even more
That's
than
what I was
normal.
gonna say. Are they like staring at us or?
Yes, you are being stared at openly. Some look at you nervously, and you can probably imagine why, right? Like the vampires are, a feared race here, so anything that would unbalance the status quo a little bit is not going to be entirely met with, confidence.
They have any like is there any like wild animals that seem tame enough to go up to around here? Like ones that they would have like working with them as with like the elves or like pets for them? I'm assuming.
Those wouldn't be wild animals.
Well, I mean, they said earlier they didn't like petting zoos, so I didn't want to assume that every animal around here was a pet. But like, friendly animals around here that may or may not be pets.
You don't see any at the moment, but you can probably assume there are. I mean, you've seen wild animals throughout your travels so far in Necrata, so you could assume that some of them might be friendly to the elves. But also, you know that the elves also hunt, right? So
Yeah,
it's not like they're all vegetarians.
that's fair.
Because you can see things made out of animal hide and things like that. So,
I'm also going to ask the leader lady about if she's seen or heard of any dragons around in the Necrata area.
There are a few monstrosities that may have once been dragons once upon a time that the vampires have as great beasts, as pets. Do their bidding, but no, there are not any dragons that I know of left in Necrata. Though I do know that there are at least 2 clans of dragons in Relic, provided the map that we looked at last night that Ulrich provided. It seems like from what Piran has told you in the past, that the Black and Bronze clans are both dragon clans. So, those are the closest dragons that I know of. But perhaps the village elder will be able to tell you more. He was live before the wall. He was born before the walls went up.
Maybe you can tell me what's in that area that I have the map of. That's in the. You said it was in the Vampire Mountains.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Mayhew.
Maynir, yeah. And as she's saying this, she begins leading you once more toward a larger structure that she seems to be bringing you toward and has been all this time, which you can presume to be where the leader of this village must be. But that is for another day. I think we're going to leave off there for tonight.
Cool.
Ooh. New village hype.
Dun dun dun.
Hey, civilization once more, and not hostile.
So far.
Hooray! This was the thing that we set out to find very shortly after we crossed the wall.
Yes.
Hey,
And if only we'd gone the way that I wanted to go, we'd been so much closer to here.
What a long, strange trip it's been.
And let's just keep in mind they're not hostile yet.
We'll do
And,
what we
you know,
can.
I'll accept not hostile yet because it's better than immediately hostile.
Yeah, they just need to meet us first,
And
then they'll be
I
plenty
get-
hostile.
Yeah,
Maybe they'll be hospitable.
Hostileable.
Hostileable, bad. Hospitable, good? Question mark.
So I gotta say, that Fragimuth, damn, did he hit hard? Like I was like, Jesus, it's like taking 20s out of you guys.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
intense.
entire body.
that's probably about average. I mean, for an enemy of this level, right? I mean, we're dishing out around that damage when we all hit with all of our attacks.
Right.
Yep.
Roger, in theory, could do more if he was in melee range, but like, no.
I'm just very happy that I figured out you can twin spell haste. That's going to be so useful.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
pretty
good.
cool. Game changer.
The goblins actually hit us pretty hard, but that was many levels ago
Yeah, that's fair.
when 20 HP was a lot. I mean, it's still a lot, just less a lot.
Well, so I guess the last thing on the list for tonight is figuring out next session. Now, originally, it was to get us back on track for our normal weeks. We would be meeting next week, the 9th, in order to be back on track. Because, as we know, we delayed a week, and then things kind of went that way because of that. Like, we were supposed to actually meet last week, but we pushed it back a week again, right? So, I will say that Ulrich has a commitment on the 9th already, so perhaps we should just stick to the every 2 weeks, like make this the new normal. Is that appropriate for everyone? Does everybody okay with that? So like our next session would be the 16th instead?
Yeah, this also kind of resets us to the first in the middle of the month, which kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Except
Works
it'll
for me.
only last this month because
Yeah,
we've got
it'll be a 3-game month.
a three-game month. Yeah.
I mean, that works for me. My Tuesdays are always blocked off just because occasionally we have to change things.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, I'm playing around DND, so both Tuesday is never filled, just like Friday and Sunday are never filled for me.
Yeah, I'm good.
Ulrich, you're good with that, right? The 16th?
Yeah. Apologies, I can't do next week, but
Oh, it's
yep, 16 works great.
Cool. And Belzy,
Huzzah!
you're good too, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Very good, yes.
Well, I had a great session, guys. I know we had a slight change, well, a major change to the party at this point, in 2 ways. We got Ulrich back, but we also are now down another party member. Unfortunately, there was enough things that were happening with Jordan, where, and with the world in general, where Jordan felt it was necessary that it be more than just sending messages back home and hoping for the best. And
He's also 60. He's getting a little too old for this shit.
yeah, he's a little older, right? So
Long
this
in
was
the
kind of
tooth.
his idea for maybe doing the most good to help the party in its motivations, because I know often the party would talk about maybe going back to make sure Seregen's okay, or to warn Seregen about this and that. This is a way for that knowledge to get back to Seregen and have that connection without having to worry about it as much. I mean, you're still going to worry, but, you know, there's at least somebody in your court getting a pulse on things. That being said, I'm sure it will have other repercussions, we will see how that turns out. I feel bad for Zippo because so much has changed in his life over the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a roughly month for Zippo.
Yeah. But hopefully Zippo will at some point realize why Jordan did what he did. But it'll be interesting to see how that works. I know Jordan has been working on this with Zippo for some time without Zippo knowing. Jordan kind of made this decision, or kind of was thinking about this ever since they crossed over the wall, and he felt partially responsible, one half responsible for what happened. And the more he learned, the less he liked. So eventually enough was enough, and he's just like, nope, I gotta do this. So that's that. But hopefully someday you will see Jordan again. It's not like he's dead, as far as you know. But you know, in most things, until you see a body, they're not dead yet, right? So
Even if you do see a body.
yeah, even if you do see a body, then you just gotta make sure you have the head stuffed in a bag somewhere, so that you know it's dead.
Damn it! Why didn't we do that for the for the other prince?
Because he was your king.
Pardon me, I just need to take this.
I need to confiscate
I got a
this.
collection going, you know.
I will say, Shade, the bag with the head in it is going to get rank more and more. It's been over a week now, and it's not being preserved very well in there. So
It's a bag of holding. Not too worried about that.
It can hold the smell,
well,
right?
it's fallen out of there at least once already. So
Yeah.
we could talk about that another day. In the meantime, everyone out there in Twitchland, thanks for joining us. We'll see you in 2 weeks on the, what was that? We said the 16th? Yes.
Yes, sir.
In the meantime, be safe. We will not be having a one-shot next week, so we'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a good night. Thank you.
Live dangerously.
Bye-bye.